Hi, my name is Nonhlanhla Mthembu. I am 43 years of age and I'm all the way from South Africa, currently living in Johannesburg. And here's my story. I became a mother at the age of 15. My son was born when I was only 15. Nothing could have prepared me for that journey. Nothing could have prepared me for the responsibilities that were ahead of me. However, I'm still very grateful to the support of my family, the support of my close friends who were there to groom me to motherhood. But what I want to talk about today is how our society, especially in our African countries, where the society is not so lenient to girls who fall short in life and end up becoming mothers as teenagers. The journey I traveled as a teenage mother was not easy. But one of the things that were outstanding in my relationship with my family, especially after my son was born, is how they pushed me to take responsibility of this child. Their support was very great. I was still given an opportunity to go back to school, which is something that many girls don't get. After they've fallen short of this terrible mistake, they are actually considered nothing. They are not given an opportunity to rise again. I remember as a little girl, there were days when I would have to take my son to the clinic, which is a monthly process that we undergo as mothers for our kids to always be on the check, always make sure that they get all their necessary vitamins or whatever injections they're supposed to get at the clinic. And when you go there as a little girl, I would walk the streets with my head buried down because our society is not so lenient on us. They look at us like we are nothing. Sometimes we even get rude comments like, "What were you thinking? Shameless you." We are not given the opportunity to learn motherhood and embrace this new responsibility that is going to stick with us for life. And that is why many young girls, they actually end up having more and more and more children, because what happens after that, your first mistake, the family chucks you out. Girls leave school, they have to go and depend on men, they have to go and depend on prostitution, because the family is no longer there to support them. And what happens to the child? Because of course, I made a mistake. Maybe it wasn't even a mistake because my family has always been supportive. My family has always given me the tools to know what is right from wrong. My grandmother taught me about all these things, but I still went ahead, decided to engage in sexual activities with a boy, and I had a child. But now, my son was not a mistake, still is not a mistake. And unfortunately, I had to get into the mode of a mother and start taking care of my child from that time. Yes, at first it felt like they are punishing me. I was young. You come back from school, you still have homework to do, but there's a child that you need to mind. During the day, yes, my grandma and my aunts were there to help me with the child. But when I came back from school, I had to take up the responsibility of being a mother. I see mothers now, working mothers, adults, who struggle to juggle work and motherhood. Here was I, a little girl of 15, having to juggle both. And the worst was when I started losing friends. I started losing friends because I was now this bad example. Parents were no longer comfortable for their daughters to associate with me because I'd done something that they would not want to see their daughters go through. And that's okay. But I really wish our society would be more supportive, because this journey that I traveled as that little girl helped me to be the mother that I am today. As hard as it felt, my family actually helped me have a close relationship with my son. because had I neglected him because of what the society was doing to me, making me feel like I did not even have to boldly and confidently love my child in public, because I would get stares to say, oh, you have, even at the clinic, you'd find some health workers, before they can even attend to your child, they start by giving nasty comments to say, oh, is this your baby? Is this you are a baby yourself. And that is true. I'm not denying that at all, but I'm saying support goes a long way. We need to teach our girls to regain themselves. And that is why through my program, Women in Progress, I've decided to help girls first. My main and my biggest wish and goal is to get girls to not even get to where I got, to not even fall pregnant as little girls. However, to those that I meet late and they're already young mothers, I want to give them the support that I never had. I also want to help their parents give more support to these children, give them a new lease in life, help them rise up. It will give them the opportunity to empower themselves so that they can be able to take care of their kids. We see a lot of children in our African countries who are hobos, who are into drugs, who are filling our juvenile prisons because they were never cared for. They were children of teenagers. And somehow the society felt they do not deserve the same love. We have girls who went on to have children after children because the first time they did it, somebody told them that you are finished, it is done with you. And they gave up on themselves and continue to soak in the same mistake over and over and over again. But as a society, we owe it to ourselves to give our girls another opportunity. But more than anything, we owe it to them to teach them young to not even get to where I got. What I'd love to share as well today is that as mothers, we have a responsibility to make our children aware of the dangers and some of the choices that they make as young people. I know the challenges that we had in the past are different from what they have today, but teaching our young girls and boys confidence and believe in themselves goes a long way. We need to protect them. We need to protect them by giving them the tools to know how to make decisions. I think my family gave me everything they could to grow up as a well-cared and loved child. But going outside there to seek for attention in the wrong places is what got me to having a child at the age of 15. And with all the challenges that come with raising a child, one of the worst ones was having to adjust back to being a teenager while I was a mother. I had to go back to school, be looked at as a mother while in class. I remember when he turned 2, everybody was excited at home because they were looking forward to celebrating his 2nd birthday. I wasn't excited. I wasn't excited. A part of me wanted to go out and be with my friends. And here's a little one calling me mommy. At some point, I did not even embrace that. I hated the fact that he called me mom because sometimes I would want to hide it. But my family pushed me. They pushed me to take that responsibility. They made me take care of my child. I knew exactly what it meant to feed him, bath him, make sure that his clothes are clean from when I was as little as 16. And I'm grateful to that experience today. And that is why my mission is to say to parents who already have teenagers that have gotten into this shortcoming, give them a second chance in life. You'll be saving them and your grandchild as well. Give them a new lease in life. Don't make them feel like they're nothing. Don't make them feel like they've committed the worst mistake, so they do not deserve a chance in life. Even if it's a neighbor's daughter that has fallen pregnant, don't look at them and think yours are better than theirs. Don't cast them out. Don't do it. You might be sending them to a ditch that they might never be able to come out of. If we continue to support our girls, if we continue to embrace our boys, if we continue to teach our children the discipline and the confidence of saying no when they're supposed to say no, and yes when they're supposed to say yes, they'll be able to handle some of these decisions that they have to make while we are not there. To many mothers who are still raising teenagers, my advice is that draw close to your children. Be so close to them that you understand and you see what is going on in their lives as well. Be so close to them that you can be able to tell when they're not okay. Because sometimes when they're not okay and you're not there to acknowledge and help them through their not okayness, they go out and seek okayness in friends. And they might just get misled. It is an honor today to be speaking here today because I know that I have an opportunity to touch one parent, one young girl, and say to them, be strong. If this has already happened to you, be strong. You will not regret it one day when you realize that you have had the energy, you have had the opportunity, you have had the courage to rise as a young mother and raise your son. 27 years later, I'm still a proud mother. And I'm grateful that I decided to build on a relationship with my son, even from when it was hard. Because today I've produced a different child. I do believe that as a 27-year-old man today, he makes better decisions than I did. He has made better choices than I did. And I'm proud of that. But had I buried myself, like my community actually almost pushed me to, and decided to hide him or hide the fact that he was my son, I would have probably decided to run away from home and never have a relationship with my son. That's how far west it goes with others. I know of women back in my teenage years who also fell pregnant at the time. And to this day, I don't know what happened to their lives. But one thing I know is that they were not strong enough. They were not given enough support to actually stand up and pick up the pieces and raise their children with love and confidence and grow in this motherhood thing. Motherhood comes with no manual at all. You are thrown into this experience. You are thrown into these responsibilities, and you must just ride on and make sure that you hold it by the horn and make sure that your children grow to live a better life than you did. And I think I just almost achieved that. And that is why my work today is to help mothers, is to help teenagers, is to help the youth make better choices in life, do better than I did, and excel in life. Thank you very much. That was part of my story. I look forward to engaging with you. And thank you so much for this opportunity.